All right, and we're back. We're getting ready to head back down into Norfair, where we haven't been for a couple of episodes now, and we're going to clean that out.
Episode 6, guys. We are at 89%, just to give you a sense of progress on where we're at. If there seems to be a little haze, I was trying to burn the house down. So,
wouldn't be the first time you tried to burn the house down, folks, so don't be too hard on it.
Not a different way of bringing down the house than other people have tried.
I could save, but nah.
Nah, man, that's for chumps.
Nah.
That's not us.
Like I said, Speed Booster kills everything.
Believe it or not, I'm running through blocks.
Well, it's also the parasite frogs there. It's just like, nope. So this is a path I avoided earlier when I froze that waiver the last time we were in the bubble room. But I have to go this way this time.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Thank you, Kevin. Because you keep going right, that actually loops around to the upper part of the bubble room where the cacti is. But it's like 2 or 3 more rooms. Just I don't want to deal with that. But like I said, the gravity suit makes me immune to lava. So, lava. But not to acid. So even though we're going deeper into the planet... Oh, before I forget, Ridley. He's suave. He's debonair. He has his own elevator.
Oh, yeah. I always thought it would be bigger.
That's what the Smash players thought, too.
Yeah.
Ouch. Well, if you go back to how big he was in the original Metroid, he was not that much bigger than Samus, so it's kind of a compromise where he is now. For those of you who have played Prime 1, this should sound really familiar. You notice Magmore Caverns. Those of us who grew up with Super Metroid, this is the Norfair Death March. We're also going to have a nice Metroid 2 reference here. Not the remake, the original. Because the way it worked in that game is after you beat so many Metroids, you got this screen shake, you got this sound effect, and the lava went down. That low rumbling you're hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So, nice little reference there.
Meta Knight.
One-eyed Meta Knight. Okay, so I have to be super careful in this room. Okay.
Oh.
Because that entire bottom section of floor is all collapsible.
Okay.
We're also going to pick up our last thing as super missiles in this room.
And we'll have all the super missiles in the game?
All the super missiles in the game. Not all the missiles in anything, but all the super missiles. First, I need you to drop down. Thank you. We'll deal with you in a second.
There it is.
So even though I just did collect super missiles, we're not going to use super missiles against this mini-boss, known as the Golden Torizo. Because he'll actually catch your super missiles and throw them back at you, and they'll do at least a tank's worth of damage when he hits you with them.
Okay.
He literally just catches them and hawks them back at you, and he's actually pretty accurate, so I'd really rather not deal with that. Yeah, you just keep doing that attack, dude. We'll be fine.
Now, what is he, throwing up?
Explosions? Bombs? I don't know. But
Doesn't matter.
But 15 fully charged plasma beam shots, and he's down. And that actually went really fast, and I didn't take nearly as much damage as I have on the previous runs. There's been times I've come out here with 4 energy tanks, and I was like, eh. But you asked about it earlier. This is the screw attack.
Hey, I love the screw attack as well.
Now we're in a radiated Swiss roll.
Yes.
This will kill just about any non-boss enemy instantly.
Except Metroids, I believe.
Yeah, Metroids. So Metroids, you may or may not see later. If I run into a Metroid while I'm in screw attack form, they just kind of bounce off, like in mid-air bumper cars. It's hilarious to watch, actually.
So I'm guessing that's why it's a pretty late game item. Is because it's so strong in this game.
Oh, that room was so much smoother than last night. That room was so much smoother than last night.
Yeah, I mean, because if you had it earlier on,
it's pretty overpowered.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, these guys right here, they take several shots with the beam.
Bye.
You're also invincible while you're screw attacking, for the most part. So, that head in the wall just shot a little plasma ball at me, and I was like, and?
So why they call it screw attack?
Screw.
It's screws everybody?
Yeah.
So, I'll be honest. In some of my practice runs, I've accidentally forgotten this particular thing of missiles more times than I want to admit.
Is that the last missile tank?
Oh gosh, no.
Okay, no.
It's so out of the way because the room I went through to get here, you have to go through that room anyway. So I accidentally just forgot that I was like, oh, that's right. I have to make a U-turn loop. Bye. See ya. Peace.
Oh.
I'm staying in ball form so I don't have to deal with these guys because I don't want to. They're not fun. It went smoother that time too.
Man.
Yeah, no, last night that room just I don't want to say it kicked my butt, but it was not fun for me. So there's a unique property when you're actually in the flip animation, you're only so Samus technically is like 3 blocks tall when she's running. But when she's in the flip animation, she's 2 blocks tall, the same height as her crouch height. So you can actually hit one of those columns and destroy the lower part of it, but not the upper part of it, and you're just stuck there in the crouch animation until you morph fall out. If you like time it just wrong, which I've done.
Time it just wrong.
This entire room will actually fill up with that acid. It does not stop coming, so you just kind of want to get out as quick as possible.
Now, does that room reset?
Oh, yes, it does.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter because we're never going to see it again.
Good. Get out of here.
Later. Hey! That's illegal. These are not powerbomb blocks, but those I have to blow each of those up individually, so again, we've been over this.
I forgot that we have the morph ball with a spring ball. Jump.
Yeah, again, it comes on so late, it's all but useless. If it came online earlier, that'd be different. If I recall correctly, this is no, this is not our last powerbomb tank. We have at least one more after this. I can't remember if it's 1 or 2 more, but we do have at least 1 more that I know of.
There's one more.
Yep.
What is our percent?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at 94. Wait.
The way you counted that, you were like 1, 2, 3, 95.
So these pirates made an appearance in Fusion. You can only hurt them when they're golden.
Oh, okay.
But if you learn how to manipulate their AI like I'm doing here,
yeah, we're at 94.
They're not terribly hard.
No, you are taking the time to kill them. Is that just to show them off?
No, because the other side of the room has a gray door.
Okay, okay.
But it's only gray on the left side, not on the right side of the room. So when we come back through, we're just going to be like, nope. I'm actually pretty comfortable with my energy. I don't want to be too low going into Ridley because he doesn't hit weakly. He doesn't hit super hard, but he takes so long to kill that you're going to take damage. There's just no way around it.
Yeah.
And if you've been paying attention, there's actually one of those doors in front of every boss room. Those little eye things.
Yes, the Eye Guardian. There he is.
Thank you, use the super missiles.
Now, if I can finish this fight without having to fire anything other than super missiles, this fight will have gone well. But again, he likes to stay off screen. He moves up and down a lot. Really easy. Oh, and his tail is also completely invulnerable. If the screen shakes too much, that means I hit the wall, not him. So that's a good indicator, even when you don't see the impact. You also will actually hear the explosion sound effect, which you do not hear when you hit him. He's being very stubborn today. Get down here, you featherless turkey.
That's the first time I think I've ever heard Ridley described that way.
I think that one even caught Ridley off guard.
You can see where a lot of the moveset for Smash Brothers was pulled from, especially from this fight.
The tail whip, the plasma breath.
Right. Now, also, there's a fire rate issue. Missiles, you can only have 1 super missile on the screen at a time. Regular missiles, it's however fast you can tap the button.
So you can just blast regular missiles then.
Yep. Now, people will be like, your energy's so low. But I'm not worried about it. So this room is more important lore-wise. Do you recognize that?
I don't.
That's the canister the baby Metroid was in the beginning of the game.
Oh,
All
okay.
busted and crap.
Okay, that would make sense because Ridley had it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And, every other boss we've gotten this big item, the Various suit, the Gravity suit indirectly from Phantom, the Space Jump, Ridley would get Energy Tank. And
Ridley.
not even a regular Energy Tank, a hidden Energy Tank that was in the wall. Thanks, game. Thanks, Obama. Oh, also a little hint, if you notice that in a lot of these rooms, the background is really wavy. Those are rooms that are super heated, so if you actually came into this room without the Various suit, you would be getting constant energy drain. There's a really popular ROM hack of Super Metroid out there called Super Metroid Impossible, where you have to go through like 4 rooms in North Fair that have the superheating like that without the Various suit. They call it the Hell Run.
Have you played that before?
I've not, because I've watched playthroughs of it, and I'm like, I don't hate myself that much.
Yeah, it's that hard.
So if you go back to, I can't remember if it was AGDQ this year or SGDQ last year, one of the well-known Super Metroid speedrunners, Oats and Goats, actually did a run of Super Metroid Impossible. And you watch him play it, and you're like, okay, I can see why nobody would ever want to play this.
Oh.
Mind you, him and Zost have traded first place for the 80% speedrun of Super Metroid several times. So he knows what he's doing.
What is their time on the 80%?
I don't know what their 80% time is. All I know is the current world record holder for the 100% has an in-game time of 43 minutes.
Man. And I would imagine they're utilizing every single technique.
Oh, yeah.
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 Like
a lot more than I am.
All the time.
Yep. And there's our last energy tank, folks.
Yeah. And that's kind of why Daniel calls this the casual speedrunner, because it's like, you can do this without having to know glitches. Just, you have to know certain techniques that you can learn that don't fool the game into doing something it's not supposed to.
Yeah.
Well, again, the only thing... See, like that, I got caught underneath that ledge because I landed just right and was stuck in the crouch animation and had to morph ball my way out while on the spikes.
And I think the idea behind the casual run was it's something that a player could just pick up and start learning to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not quite the
You don't have to dedicate like 8 hours a day to it every day in order to do it.
Yeah.
So that wall I just ran through in the previous room, I think in my opinion, is a developer glitch. If you use the X-ray scope on it, it shows up normally. It doesn't show that it's a hollow wall. The X-ray scope does not register it for some reason. I don't know why. So you just have to know that it's a wall you can walk through. We're going to go to that wall again, so I'll point out when we get there. This YouTube we're talking, I do not want to interrupt. This should be our last thing of power bombs. We should be at 98%.
Yes.
I didn't.
I'm sorry. I didn't know if that was...
This wall right here. If you X-ray scope this wall, it doesn't change anything. It just shows up regularly like a wall would.
Huh.
And I think that wasn't intentional. I think that's a glitch, but I have no proof therein.
Well, thankfully, we've got one of the developers from the game in the back. Come on out.
It's tied up.
He's been back there for the last 2 hours, specifically for this moment.
This is our last thing of missiles.
So we have one item left.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I'm going to now throw the list away and stop paying attention and just enjoy Daniel finishing this game.
And way back in either episode 1 or 2, I said it was going to be the last item I get because it's useless for me.
The X-ray scope.
The X-ray scope.
Complete with lead vest.
No. Just get cancer like everybody else.
I mean, you are radiating every time you spin, so probably already happening.
Yeah. That little hole right there, it's like, wait a minute, that's where it spits you out? That's where it spits you out.
At what point were you intended to get this?
So you could get this as soon as you have power bombs and grapple beam, you can get it.
Okay.
It's the soonest you can get it.
Okay.
But it's actually faster for me to get it now because I can just space jump my way across the entire room. You'll see when I get there. And again, it also doesn't interrupt my dashing because... So you see, I was selecting through the items up top there with the screen highlighted.
Mm-hmm.
You see there's a slot for one more. That's where the X-ray scope goes. And its activation button is that dash button, which I've been holding this entire time through this whole run. Like, my finger has not come off of that button at all. So if I'm dashing and I'm cycling through my items, until I hit the X-ray scope, I come to a dead stop. All momentum is gone, and I just start X-ray scoping.
Nah. So I can see why that's a...
Why I don't grab it until now.
By the way, this is why Daniel's one of our great national heroes. He's playing hurt right now. He has a boo-boo on his finger. But he's playing through the pain. So I just want to give him mad props. But in all seriousness, joking aside, not giving a hard time, you know, when you, depending on, you know, what button presses and what finger it is, actually can be annoying trying to go ahead and do something like this. So that and your hands cramp up because... For the most part, he's been at this straight.
Yeah.
In regards to this, so it's not like we've been taking a huge amount of breaks between episodes. We've gone from episode to episode most of the time. So.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know where you were.
So those little fireflies, they actually light up the room. If you kill all of them, the room will go entirely black, except for enemies, spikes, and grapple blocks.
Kind of like what you're seeing now, almost.
Almost, only darker. So if you don't know a room layout, it can be a huge detriment.
There it is.
I'll even demonstrate it for you.
I'm curious if it looks like the one from the 3DS remake. Oh, nope, not quite.
So you can see there's a passage there and everything. So that's what the X-ray scope looks like. So, but you saw how it went black to indicate there was something there?
Right.
That wall in Norfair doesn't do that.
Oh, okay. So it really does just look like a
wall, yeah.
mistake.
And again, which I think is a developer oversight.
Yeah. Now, I don't think we've seen any actual Metroids.
No.
In the entire game so far.
Just Mocktroids so far.
Just Mocktroids.
That's literally their
that
end.
is their name. Yeah.
So if you notice, I was really careful not to land on any of those ledges while flipping. That's because, oh, seriously, game? All of those ledges are screw attack destroyable. The ones that, like the one I just landed on, the screw attack will destroy them.
So they'll just set you back.
It means I just, do the jump from that much farther.
Right.
Because they don't reform. And basically what I'm doing is I'm making my way back to my ship for my final save. Because that'll want to give me a save point right before the end of the game. That's what our soul will be. But the ship also refills everything. All your items, all your energy, everything. Even your reserve tanks. That's the only thing in the game that actually will refill your reserve tanks. Energy refill stations, energy tanks, those will not refill your reserve tanks.
So it'll kind of be a last count just to make sure.
Oh, I already know I'm going to be at 230, 50, 50.
And those are the magic numbers, by the way, folks.
Those are the magic numbers. There are, so it's 5 missiles per tank. There's 203 missiles. So someone figure out the math for how many missile tanks it is. And there's 10 super missile tanks and 10 power bomb tanks, 14 energy tanks, 4 reserve tanks, 5 beams, space jump, high jump, morph ball bombs, spring ball, speed booster. It all adds up. 230, 50.
There it is.
Yep.
So there's.
And then when I come back up, we will hit our split.
We have 1 episode left.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. Well, I don't know what the end of this game is, so I'm not sure what to expect at this point. I would assume that there's Metroids, since it's the name of the game. I could be wrong. We'll find out. Any final thoughts before we go into the last leg of the run?
It just goes by so fast, doesn't it?
It does. It feels like we just started this.
What do you think your time is right now?
Considering this is the last save in the game, I'm probably somewhere between 115 and 120, honestly.
Okay.
And we'll be able to actually see that
if I were to go back out to the main menu.
and save once we complete the game because he just saved. So we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
All right. Thanks for watching. See you then.